Alright, today we're going to learn about remainders. But to do so, we're going to learn about it using a story problem that's actually real life. So, when I was growing up, close to where I lived, there was a water park. It was called Lost Island Water Park, and it was such an awesome place to go. So it had so many slides. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's the biggest water park in Iowa. Maybe in the Midwest. I don't know for sure. But there, they have all these slides, of course, because it's a water park. But my favorite one was this roller coaster slide. And it's this blue and purple one up here. Okay? And it runs just like a real roller coaster. Well, on that roller coaster slide, it can hold 30 people at a time. Okay? But honestly, that roller coaster slide is always... It's the best ride there because it's really, really fun. It goes up and down. It goes really fast. It's really scary. I scream like a little baby every time I ride it because I'm a scaredy cat. But it is a really popular ride. And the last time I went, there was 252 people waiting in line. Like, I counted them while I was waiting. And it was the very end of the day. So there's only 252 people waiting in line to go on this roller coaster slide. So what I did here was type this up into a story problem. It said the roller coaster water slide holds 30 people at a time. There are 252 people waiting in line. How many times will the roller coaster water slide need to run for all 252 people to get a ride? So what we're doing to solve this problem is taking that 252 people and breaking them into groups of 30. Okay, there's two ways we can solve this, one with a picture or one using division. If we wanted to do a picture, we could just make groups of 30 until we got up to 252. There's 30, 60, 90, 120, all the way up until we get to as close to 252 as we can without going over. Which I think this equals 200, sorry, let me rewrite that, 240. Okay, now since we're trying to get 252 and I'm only at 240, I can subtract the difference, which gives me 12. So I know that there's 12 people left over. Okay, I'm going to walk you through how to do that again really, really quick using the division that we've been practicing in class the last few days. So again, here's our story problem. We're doing 252 divided by 30. Alright, I'm going to draw my line. Alright, I know that 30 goes into 252 at least 5 times. 5 times 30 is 150. So I can go ahead and subtract. I'm left with 102. I know that 30 can go into 102 3 times. 3 times 30 is 90. If I subtract that, then I'm left with 12. So right now my remainder is 12. If I go over here and I add, I have 8 as my whole, remainder 12. Now if we look at our question, it says, how many times will the roller coaster water slide need to run for all 252 people to get a ride? Okay, so we're at 8 runs so far, but this 12 over here, the remainder, that represents the next 12 people in line. So we need to know if we round that 8 over here up to 9 so the roller coaster can run 9 times to get all of the people on, or do we just ignore them? If we ignore them, the 12 people don't get a ride, so we can't ignore them. So our answer then will go from 8 up to 9. And what we did was we rounded our remainder up. Okay, I'm going to practice one more story problem with you here quickly. This one looks more like your assessment page is going to, and there's a lot of steps in the assessment, so don't get overwhelmed here. The first part is actually our story problem at the top in the red. It says, Mrs. Thonstad wants to buy new footballs for recess. One football costs $15. She has $50. How many footballs can she buy? So what we're doing on this one again is dividing. We're taking 50 divided by 15. Okay. I know that 15 can go into 50 at least twice. 2 times 15 then is 30. And I subtract that. I'm left with 20. Okay, my next step is to figure out how many times 15 can go into 20, which is 1. 1 times 15 is 15. Subtract that. I'm left with 5. Over on the right side, I'm going to add 2 plus 1 equals 3. My remainder is down here, so it's 3, remainder 5. Okay, now on your assessment page, you're going to write the quotient in there, which is the whole number when we added, not our remainder. This is the quotient. So we're going to write a 3 there, and then the remainder is 5. Okay, the next step asks, what does the remainder represent? And in our case, it represents the extra $5. Because remember, we were dividing money. Okay, the next question down here in the blue, we're actually looking for the answer. It says, Mrs. Sonstead can buy how many footballs? Well, if she has $5 left over, is that enough money to buy another football? No, a football costs $15. So she can actually only buy 3 on this one. So then on the answer line, you're going to write our answer, which is, in this case, 3. The purple part down here, circle what you did with the remainder. Were we able to round the quotient up? No, because we didn't have enough money to buy another football. So we ignored the remainder. We ignored that extra $5. And why did we ignore it? Because we didn't have enough money to buy another football. We didn't have enough money.